Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and welcome to a double shot of action from the Cromwell B. The Cromwell B, one of my favourite tier 6. In fact, not one of my favourite, I'm going to go out and say it. It is my favourite tier 6 tank in the world, apart from maybe the TOG. But I've got two replays for you. This first one's from Raavi 18 from What University, Southeast Asia. He's running around in his Cromwell B in a tier 8 game. It's not easy to have a good game in a tier 6 medium tank when you're playing a tier 8 game, but Raavi's platooned up with his old mate GETW 1999, who from memory has recently joined What University Southeast Asia clan, and he's getting involved, he's platooning up, he's learning heaps of stuff, and he's doing wonderful things as they do at What University Southeast Asia. So in this replay, I've got to warn you, you've got to be quick in this replay and the next one, because if you're not too quick, you've got to keep your eyes open and you've got to make sure that you see what happens, because it's going to be quick, fast and furious. They're already down by one tank and it's an encounter battle on steps. Now Raavi's seen that, he's seen that AMX ELC, and he's also seen that KV-85, and I'd be shooting at the KV-85 too from that distance. It's probably a little bit easier to hit. Done a little bit of damage. Now that Cromwell B might not have the best aim time, but one reason I like it, or the main reason I like it, is because I've got my tier 10 crew in it, and it's up to about 5 or 6 skills, which makes it pretty handy at tier 6. But it's fast firing, it's quick, hasn't got a great deal of armor, and the aim time leaves a lot to be desired, but you can really dish the damage out. I think it's probably got one of the highest damage per minute guns at tier 60. He wants to get rid of that AMX, because the AMX is keeping him spotted, him and Jet, in his normal Cromwell. But the AMX gets taken out by the AT-15, who also got rid of that KV-85. Not a bad start to IZ Don in his AT-15. Now he's getting a few shots from the Type 58, the tier 6 Chinese medium tank. It's another tank that I didn't really mind. Pardon me. And when we look at the mini-map, now this is an encounter battle, so the objective is either to kill all the enemy tanks, as is the objective in any Clan Wars battle, or capture the flag. Now the enemy could quite easily capture the flag. There's one flag, the white flag, and if you capture the white flag you win the game. And apart from Jet and Raavi 18, nobody else is anywhere near that white flag. And what do you do in a Cromwell and a Cromwell B when the thing making the cap siren go off is a top tier 8 American heavy tank, one of the best tier 8 heavy tanks in the game, the T-34, no, the T-32, sorry, it has been a big week. And so they're hanging around to make sure those tanks that are capping stay lit, so that the artillery can hopefully put a few shots into them, and also trying to make sure that they don't get capped out early. Now there's some pretty high tier tanks in there. There's the T-32, obviously there's a J Panther, which is a tier 7 German tank destroyer, probably camping back at B9. But the unfortunate thing is, or the problem that Raavi and Jet both have, is that they're going to get lit by those heavy tanks. The T-32's got an awesome view range for a heavy tank. They're going to get lit when they try and shoot these tanks that are capping, and when they get lit, it'll be easy damage for the tank destroyer, which is probably camping back at A or B8. But Raavi does the right thing and puts a few shots into the T-32 just to keep the cap timer reset, and he's hoping that enemy Arty, or maybe even that T-44 who's just started to join them, will come in to try and join the resetting of this cap. The IS, the Chaffee and the AT-15 are all on the other side of the map, and the T-34, I've got no idea what the T-34 is doing. It's probably getting easy damage, but the T-34 is generally not that interested in the cap. Looking at where he is, right back here, he can have no effect on this engagement at all, but he can probably snipe at things that are off on the western half of the map. But like it or not, if you get capped out, you lose. Doesn't matter what the score is. So Raavi and Jet are both making sure that the enemies that are on the white flag stay lit up, and they're just chipping away at them. And look at Raavi's already picked up 1,000 hit points of damage, which is pretty good. And Jet takes out the Tiger 1, which is a handy kill. Now that T-32 is not on the cap circle, but is given Raavi is backside to shoot at, so Raavi's just going to do that and use the quick damage per minute and the quick reload of the Cromwell B to put shots into him all the time, while every now and then he's going to shoot at whoever's trying to cap the flag. The Type 58 gets taken out by a jet, which is another good result, because it doesn't matter what tier you're at when you're capping, you still need to be taken out. And the score, all of a sudden, the score's tied up at 8 apiece. I did warn you, you need to be quick. There's the new Swedish meatball tank, the STRV. I don't even know what STRV stands for. The STRV M4257, which is I think it's a 4-shot auto loader. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And Raavi's not sure if he's spotted here. You can see Raavi had the, is it the Deadeye perk? There's a perk that identifies damaged crew modules, and you saw that earlier when he was shooting away at that T-34. He could tell what crew modules were damaged on the enemy tank, which is a perk I don't have on any of my tanks. It's not. I've always sort of thought other perks might be better for me, but maybe that's something I might put on my Cromwell B. Anyway, Jet and Raavi 18 are both running into the middle of the map, and they really desperately want to get an angle on this Saint Emile. This Saint Emile could probably, I'm not sure how many hit points Jet's on, but he could probably definitely take Jet out with one shot. Jet's only on 87 hit points, but Raavi would be in a bit of trouble if that Saint Emile shot him. But the Saint Emile is probably looking towards the AT-15A and the T-34, who the T-34's finally come out of cover. And Raavi picks up his first kill. 2,160 damage so far, and he's picked up his first kill, taking the Tier 7 German tank destroyer out of the game. And now it's a case of getting rid of the Chi Reed. Now the Chi Reed looks like he might be on reload, or he is. I was going to say he might have been AFK, but no, he's not. He's starting to turn towards Raavi now. Unfortunately, Jet gets taken out of the game, but Raavi gets his revenge and takes out the Japanese medium tank. And now it's a case of looking for that pesky little artillery. Haven't seen many artillery shots, but there was one. Raavi's got 2 kills, and he's going to try and get his third. Looking at who else is going for it, the AMX-13 F3 was last spotted around about C1. The AT-15A and the T-34 shouldn't get there quick enough if Raavi's going to go there, because Raavi's definitely a quicker tank than both of those tanks. So hopefully he'll be able to get a little bit more damage and also pick up a third kill. Now you can see that the French artillery is quite a small target. It's aiming towards the other tanks. He's taken a shot from someone, so we know someone's got shots on him, but Raavi picks up the kill, confirming his third kill and having a great game with his old mate Jet in their respective Cromwells. As we have a look at the post-game battle results, it's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, which on the website where he uploaded the replays, after 200 battles, he finally aced it. It is an awesome feeling when you do that, and of course when you're in a Tier 8 battle, even though you're in a Tier 6 tank, when you're in a Tier 8 battle, it's easy to say, oh, stuff this. I'm not going to try too hard. I'm only a baby tank in this, but you do get an experience booster, and that's what goes towards your race tankers. He's got the Confederate for hitting more different enemy tanks than any other player on his team, and you can see all the different tanks that he's fired at in that battle. Looking at the second page of the post-game battle results, comfortably picked up not only top experience at just about 1,400 experience, but top damage, 2,677 damage, which for when you consider is a Tier 6 tank, you had the T-34 there, the AT-15 at Tier 7, Challenger, Scorpion at Tier 7, a couple of Tier 7 heavies. Yeah, it's quite surprising that a Tier 6 tank would get the highest amount of damage in the entire game, apart from this M4A1 Rev, the premium French tank, but he was a Tier 8 on the enemy side, probably sniping away. Detailed report, not a bad profit either, at 58,707 credits. Bottom line profit, 33 shots fired, 23 hit, 21 damage, and that gave him his awesome result. As we move on to the second game in this double shot video of Cromwell B. Now this game's even faster than the last one. This features our old mate Agent Infinity in his Cromwell B, and again he's in a Tier 8 battle. It's easy to have good games, or it's easier to have good games when you're top tier. What do? You're in a game with Tier 8 tanks, very handy when you see a tier 6 tank to start with. He knows he can get another shot in before the Nashorn fires. The light tank takes him out of the game, and the Agent Infinity side's already 1-0 up. He's on Tundra map. It's just a standard battle this time. And Agent Infinity and the Cromwell B has probably gone the side of the map where you wouldn't expect a medium tank to do. But when you look at the lineup of the two enemy teams, there's 5 heavy tanks on Agent Infinity's side, including the IS-6 and the KV-5, which are top tier. And then, of course, you've got the 2 tier 7 heavy tanks and 1 tier 6. The OI gets spotted and pops up. It looks like Agent Infinity's not spotted here, so he takes the opportunity to put a little bit more damage into him. But now he is, so he needs to be careful, because OIs can pretty much one-shot Cromwell Bs if they really want to. OIs and Cromwell Bs are both very popular tanks in clan wars and skirmishes, and I love coming up against OIs with Cromwell Bs. We'll just out-vision them and outplay them using our camo rating and hard rate of fire, especially when they're playing the dirt guns. They don't really get much to do while they're waiting for their massive reload. I don't know where that last shot went, but tier 3 tank, no idea what he was doing in a tier 8 game. That's exactly the definition of failed platooning, and that's probably why that platoon is already dead on the enemy side. They're 5-0 up now. Agent Infinity, he's done a little bit. He's done 669 damage, but he's not going to be happy with that. He's hanging around the enemy base, and he's spotted the artillery. It's a tier 8 artillery, so he wants to put some damage. He's running away, and that's what artilleries do. They run like little bitches. They're running away. Can he get the kill shot? Yes, he can. He's picked up a tier 8 kill. Brings the score up to 6-0. Looks like there's a main engagement happening on the eastern side of Tundra, which is not unusual. And Agent Infinity's decided there's no use trying to cap this out. We're winning by 6-1. Let's go for some more damage and kills. As a shot at the Charioteer, the tier 8 British tank destroyer on the newer tank destroyer line, but doesn't get lucky on this occasion. He's wary of that SU-152. That SU-152 has a massive derp gun, and Agent Infinity, as a tier 6 target, he would be very tempting for that derp gun to have a shot at him. He's moving up, still comfortably ahead, 9-3. He's picked up 1,000 damage. And now he's waiting for his opportunity again. He spots a T-37. He thinks that T-37 is only on 186 hit points. I'm at full health. I should be able to take him out, no worries. But the T-37 gets himself behind some cover. So Agent Infinity doesn't want to waste his time. He wants to get rid of that dirt gun on that SU-152. Using his fast rate of fire to just pump the damage into him. He's already picked up nearly 1,500 hit points of damage. The Charioteer kills the Bulldog, who was hanging around the same area as Agent Infinity, but now Agent Infinity's on his own. The 2 heavy tanks are sitting on the cap circle, so he wants to get away from that engagement with the Charioteer, because the Charioteer has a pretty good rate of fire for a tank destroyer. Might not have the strongest gun in the game, but up against a tier 6 British medium tank, the Charioteer will win every time. And now he's got the back end of the Jag Tiger, the premium tank, the Jag Tiger 8.8, which is a premium tank from Germany at tier 8. And if you're in a tier 6 medium tank and you've got side shots like this on a tier 8 tank, this is where you just go to town and clean up and get a massive amount of free damage and experience and just pump it in. He's obviously still concentrating on the enemy tanks that are on the hill. And here comes that Charioteer again, but unfortunately, after picking up 3,000 hit points of damage, Agent Infinity doesn't get to get any more out of that Charioteer and the other tanks, because those heavy tanks, the big Japanese things that were sitting on the cap, ended up capping it out. And look at that post-game battle result. Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, and we'll see on the second page the amount of damage and stuff that Agent Infinity from Anzac Clan did. Wouldn't pay too much attention to the 7,000 experience. It was a ×3 weekend by the looks of it when this replay was put up. And again, another tier 8 replay where the tier 6 medium tank does top damage. This time 3,063 damage. Most of that against tier 8 vehicles. Remember, of course, the Jag Tiger 8.8 at the end, but also the artillery. And there was the ISU at tier 7 that he was shooting at. and a few other tanks as well. Some of the tier 6 tanks at the start of the game. 1483 base experience. That's because he was a tier 6 tank in a tier 8 game. A massive result from Agent Infinity. You can see here that he fired 33 shots, 26 hit and 23 did damage. So not only 3 shots bounced, not much of it was sniped either. He was really getting in there and really cleaning up. Imagine if those heavy tanks hadn't have capped. I reckon he would have been able to just about fix up that charioteer who was trying to kill him towards the end. The charioteer had a good game as well, nearly 4,000 damage, but 3,000 damage at tier 6. That's what's going to give you that Ace Tanker Mastery badge, and a very handy bottom line profit of over 65,000 credits. For a tier 6 game that only went for less than 5 minutes, that's an awesome result. A couple of great replays for you there. I hope you've enjoyed them. A massive thanks to Raavi from What University Southeast Asian Clan and Agent Infinity from Anzaf. I'm going to try and take a breath now. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 quick Ace Tanker games with the Cromwell B, one of my favourite tier 6 tanks in the game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.